空山不见人，但闻人语响。梵影入深林，复照青苔上。Word for word translation: The empty mountain is invisible, but there is a sound of human language. Return to the deep forest and shine on the moss. Sense for sense translation: Dear enclosure, by one way. Translated with Zen aesthetic. Empty hills, no one in sight, yet voices drift through the air. Sun's lens pierce the deep woods to glow again on mosses there. First, the creative background. In his later years, when we chose to live in seclusion in Hongguan, Lanshan, Shaanxi, due to setbacks in his career, he was demoted after the Anshi rebellion and his deep belief in Buddhism. Wangquan is a landscape garden jointly operated by Wenwei and his friend Pei Di. There are 20 natural landscapes in it, and Lu Chai is one of them. The influence of Zen thought. Wenwei's name is Moretti, which is taken from the Buddhist Vimalrati layman. In his poems, he often incorporates the Zen enlightenment of emptiness and no self. The empty mountain and deep forest in Lucha are the embodiment of the fusion of Zen and nature. The creative pursuit of integrated poetry and painting. When we advocated that there are paintings in poems and poems in paintings, the poems of Wang Kuan, including Lu Chai, are actually paintings based on poems and build long scrolls of landscapes. Analysis sentence by sentence. The empty mountain is invisible, but there is a sound of human language. Image. Empty mountain. It does not refer to barren mountains, but to mountains and forests that are inaccessible and have a clear mood. It is similar to the empty in birdsong Jin. People are idle and asmanthus flowers fall. Human voice read silence in voice, reflecting the silence of the mountains and forests, similar to Jin Allen's birds sleeping in a tree by the pool. The monk knocks on the door under the moon. Then, the human voice seems to have nothing, which is in line with the Zen color is emptiness observation, the temporary existence of hearing, but also the essential emptiness. Return to the deep forest and shine on the moss. Image. Return to the scene. The afterglow of the setting sun penetrates the dense forest, forming a flow of light and shadow seen through shadow. Reading. Moss, a plant that grows in a humid and dark place, symbolizing the precipitation of time and the silence that no one has stepped into. Concept. The ephemeral contrast of light and shadow and the eternal contrast of moss is a metaphor for the transcendent view of time in nature. When we captures moments with minimalist brush strokes, like a partial close-up of an ink painting. Artistic characteristics. Composition of poetry and painting blending. Space level. From empty mountain long view to deep forest medium view to moss close view. From macro to micro, step by step. Use of color. The cool tone of moss contrasts with the warm light of return scene, enhancing the brightness and the darkness of the picture. Sound painting techniques with dynamic contrast. Voice or human language. Cicada noise common in Wenwei's other works break the silence, but instead strengthen the sense of silence. Light. The dynamic oblique illumination of the setting sun and the static coverage of moss, dynamic and static coexist. 3. The ultimate expression of Zen aesthetics, the land of emptiness. There is not a single sentence in the whole poem, but it conveys the realm of selflessness through images such as empty mountains and deep forests. Moment eternity. The instant of sunset and the permanence of moss coincide with Zen's epiphany of instant is eternity. 4. Highly concise language, only 20 words. Discarding the exposition, only using the contradictory unity of invisible people and herd people's words. Return to the scene and moss to build multiple artistic conceptions. Lu Chai is a representative work of Zen in one with Zhenguang's poems. It transforms the loneliness of the secluded mountains and forests into philosophical thoughts on the essence of nature by means of painting and writing stillness with sound and light. The emptiness in the poem is not nothingness, but a true gaze on life after stripping away the hustle and bustle, reflecting the aesthetic peak of Chinese classical poetry full of words and infinite meaning. Shen Diqian, a poetry critic in the Qing dynasty, praised him for "Without Zen, you get Zen," which is an accurate summary of this poem. 空山不见人，但闻人语响。梵影入深林，复照青苔上。Dear Enclosure, by One Wei, translated with Zen aesthetic. Empty hills, no one in sight, yet voices drift through the air. Sun's lens pierce the deep walls to glow again on mosses there.